Pastor carries coffin to protest against Buhari. The General Overseer of Resurrection Praise Ministry, Archbishop Benjamin Mustafa, has shown his displeasure in the present administration by carrying a coffin on the streets of Lagos. The man of God during his procession made it known that God instructed him to carry the coffin as a symbol, just like he did to the prophets of old, to speak to the seat of power. He made it known that God is angry with the present government because they have gone against his will to inflict hardship on the people of God. Okay, I mean, this is good. Honestly, no matter where, the church should be neutral in cases like this. I mean, I don't think he had to carry a coffin, but if he says that's what God told him to do, that's absolutely fine. But again, him leading the example in terms of peacefully protesting, of course, should rub off on the members, and they should also be like, you know what, there is a point. We live in this country, we're all citizens, despite the fact that he's a pastor, or what the general view on pastors are when it comes to politics and all these kind of things. So yes, it is good, it is commendable, but it is what it is. Let's see what the reactions here are. The first person says that won't help anything, but that would, in his own little way, he's an example to his followers or to his congregation that you can peacefully protest, and being a Christian or being a pastor does not, deter him from actually, being vocal about issues like this, especially when people are suffering in the country. Somebody says, number 2 shall become number 1, says Apostle John Suleiman, can't wait. And somebody replies and says, this man is not a pastor, but a ritualist. Whatever he is or whatever you believe he is or he's not, the fact is that he's going to protest. It's a form of protest, a peaceful protest. And of course, if he has influence from wherever he's coming from, and that can, cause a chain reaction and, allow a lot of people to protest as well, I mean, so be it. Let him do it. Somebody says, stop using the name of God for such act of carrying the coffin. Maybe it's not conventional to everybody, but the main thing is that he's protesting. I think that's what I'm even concerned about. And of course, that can serve as influence to whoever is following him. And they could also use that opportunity to see that, what our leader is protesting, because you should speak up about matters like this. The church should never be silent or try to, under the guise of being neutral, not speak about topics like these or situations like this. Because again, his congregation, they're suffering. Another person says, Buhari and his men are joking with the Almighty Jehovah. Buhari died and they forged another Buhari to destroy Nigeria. Almighty Jehovah Elohim will surely visit them one by one in anger. Enough of wasting the blood of innocent people in this country. I mean, that's your prerogative. What do you think about that? Somebody here says, why only coffin? Nobody inside? Check the coffin well. Pastors are now starting to do rituals. So, I mean, there are different perspectives to this, but I'm just going to take it as it is. I mean, I get it's Nigeria. There are connotations to every single thing that you do. And it's not a far-fetched or a new rumor that pastors are sort of seeing, or some pastors are being accused of allegedly adding some external powers and disguising it as, the power of God. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. Somebody here says, you have done your utmost best, let the rest be left to Satan and his Nigerian disciples. What is this meant to mean? Somebody here says, their time is running out, they will sooner or later pay for their deeds. Buhari is in big trouble both home and abroad. No peace for the wicked. I honestly even think that protesting as Nigerians in diaspora, we need to harness and use the opportunity to protest and speak against the ill treatment of Nigerians in the country and outside the country, because again, the policies that are done in the country would obviously affect Nigerians outside. Somebody here says, coffin for the coconut head of state. Yes, of course, you remember when fella carried a coffin to the head of state, and that was a significant moment, because again, they at that time the government literally messed with him, killed his mother. It's a whole different thing. And to even think, let's not even get into fella and how, let's not even get there, because we're gonna get passionate here. Somebody here says, Is this coffin or carton? Okay, so the picture is not even like a real. It's like they just went to a shabby carpenter and was like, "Do you know what? Just fix up something." Yeah. Another comment here says, "Go tell Satan." Maybe I don't know how this makes sense. This won't help anything. Second burial or what? Well, I don't know what the plan is. It doesn't make sense logically. There's no logical explanation or justification of what he's done. But he's not hurting anybody. Of course, kind of coffin is very much. It signifies a lot. It signifies death, and that is very, very strong. So yeah, I don't really think that yeah, it's his plan. Hopefully, what would happen is other pastors. Well, seems like a very unrealistic statement, but hopefully, his congregation would also feel that they can also protest because it's their country too, and they should be able to protest. I think the church taking a stand on this, not necessarily taking a side or supporting a political party, but obviously calling out the wrongdoings of government is very important. And I think that's the message we need to get here, despite the fact that, okay, fine, his medium in which, the medium in which he's trying to protest or make a point might not necessarily agree with everybody, and everyone might not really get on with it or have an explanation or to justify. I don't know what the word is, but the fact remains that he's protesting peacefully without hurting anybody. So yeah, I mean, again, it's like people say they're from God, they were sent by God, that they have visions and all that. No one's gonna doubt that, but there obviously will be doubters. You can't expect everyone to agree with you every single time. So yeah, so this general overseer shows his displeasure in the present administration by carrying a coffin on the streets of Lagos. Of course, people will see him as weird, and also he carried the coffin wearing his, what's the attire of a bishop, so you'd know that this person holds a position in the church. And he says God is angry with the present government. I think before it even gets to God, the people are angry with the government, because they've gone against his will to inflict hardship on the people. I mean, they've been doing this, and I think why people might be, sort of not in support is because, again, pastors time and time again have come to give revelations, prophecies, all these, but then it just ends there, and it's just like, that's why some people question if he's a real pastor, or even question how effective this would be. But it's what it is. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.